Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast, episode 13. Today we're going to talk about common repairs with your rentals. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on? Episode number 13, guys. We made it.
13,
we made it. We made it somewhere.
That's a bad luck number.
Yeah, that's a fact. D, you still with us?
Bad luck, yeah, I guess for now.
Well, listen, if you watch the last
bad luck
episode,
to us. I know that.
You watched me fight for my job back last episode. I'm here
For now.
Welcome, H.G.R.G family.
For now.
A lot. Get serious. A lot of people, when they buy rentals, you know, they feel like that's the hard part, and they're over the hump, and you know the money is just gonna come in, cash flow, and they're off and running. You know, which I'm not saying is not true, but there's common repairs that need to be made, you know, throughout the years of having that property. Maybe even before, if you do your due diligence, you know what to expect, right? So with that being said, DT, you have a lot of experience, you know, as a contractor. What are some of the common repairs that you see when you go into properties that need to be addressed maybe right away or annually, or, you know, that's a necessity?
Yeah. Number one, lead paint. Peeling paint. Yeah. Why do both of you guys do this? When I say every word,
absolutely. We're hanging on every word.
Yeah, you can't get a CFO without getting that lead paint test.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? But lead paint is number one, the most expensive and also tedious task when it comes to expenses, common expenses. So
makes it tedious
because in order to repair lead paint, you have to have a certification, lead certification. You know, you can't just hire your friend, your brother, your cousin to repair lead for you.
I'm saying it's cheaper though.
No, a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. But it's not. Hey, it's almost free, but it's not real though. So if you hire your brother, or whatever, your cousin, and yeah, I did that. Now what happens? What's the result?
You're on the hook for it.
Yeah, and also when the city says, or the town, or the state says, I need your certification for this lead repair, they don't have that. Now what?
We gotta do it all over.
Or pay again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the biggest one is lead. Because any house built before 1975 automatically is assumed to possess lead. So you have to treat it that way. And in order for you to do any paint repair, chips, you have to have a lead certification.
That's big though. That's big, and nobody really getting into the game. You really don't know that. So yeah, that's big. That's a gem right there.
And it's an expense. It comes. There's a dollar amount affiliated to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. So that's that right off the bat, because that's the first one you said. So I mean that one came to your mind right away, and that's something that I know is a question that's always asked. You know, when acquiring properties, you know, any knowledge of the lead paint or anything like that. Yep. Am I right with that?
Yep, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yep. So when you buy a property, doesn't matter, single, double, triple, quadruple, 20 unit, 30 unit. If it's built before 1975, automatically it's assumed that it has lead. So when you get a C of O or even FHA lending.
What is the CFO?
certificate of occupancy.
What do you need? What do you do with that?
You, a tenant can't occupy your property legally unless you have that. Yeah. And what that consists of is violations from the city, the town, the jurisdiction.
Talk to him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So me being a fan, I buy
Fan
a
of
property.
what are you a fan of?
H.G.R.G, sir.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I thought you were talking about Yankees or something like that. I'm bad. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.
I mean, Yankees don't sponsors yet.
Okay.
But me being a fan, going I'm investing into a property,
Mhm.
and I don't have a CFO.
Mhm.
What is the conversation? What would H.G.R.G speak? How they speak to the investor? He's trying to buy this property. I like it. This is a nice property. I like. But the seller's not going to get a CFO.
Right.
What do we say?
So you're buying an as-is property.
I don't want to buy it as is though. I want him to do the work because the CFO, he doesn't have a CFO, and I need a CFO to have my tenants there. What is the conversation? How do we speak? How do we?
Do you need a CFO for your tenants, or do you need a CFO for the bank?
Good question.
Answer it then.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. I'll tell you that right now. It's not gonna happen. Steph, I'm gonna take my time now. Definitely not gonna happen like that. I'll take my time. So what we were talking about. So roses are red.
It's all around. You know, it's all around. You want to see a vote, period. I mean, for anything, if you want to sell it, a C of O looks a lot better. You know, if you just to the city will or county or town usually requires you to have a C of O. You know, I mean, especially you're gonna have
and
people
bank
in that space. You know, and a bank. So I mean, it's a necessity. You know,
Yeah.
and that's something that every landlord should obtain, period. You know, and that just shows that's your certificate saying, hey, listen, I've done my job here. My property is up to date. And here's my report card.
Yeah. Let's talk heavy though, right? Let's talk heavy.
More.
Okay. So if you bought the property, you now you own it.
Yeah.
You either got private lending or however you got it. There was no C of O.
Right.
You have to provide that immediately. So in order to do a refi cash out, I know you can relate to that.
Right. Any maneuvering.
Any financial maneuvering, eventually that's going to come to like face value. It has to happen. You get it. There's a list. When I say you get it, I mean the list of violations: smoke alarms, carbon monoxides, peeling paint, flooring issues, bathroom ventilation, mold,
whatever that may be.
Whatever it is, right? You get a quote. They fix the work for that quote. You pay for it. Good. They re-inspect. It passes. Now you have a C of O.
Correct.
Right. So the conversation is common repairs in rental properties.
Correct.
You repair those common repairs. What can you do now that you have a C of O? What is the value? How do you add? Are you adding value? Are you giving a different? Right. So can you give a different perspective? Not to say what you're going to do with it, because, if you're going to keep it, you're going to keep it. Because if you have a C of O, obviously it becomes prosperous. If you hold it, all that good stuff.
Right. You've done the work.
Right.
So I see where you're going with this. So your CFO, your CFO, once you get the CFO, and let's say you're flipping a house, your value goes a little higher because now you're saying, when I give you the CFO, you don't even got to talk to you don't have to talk to the banks. You don't have to talk to the city. You have everything you need up to date with that CFO. that number is not. What's the quote, sir? Yesterday's price.
It's not today's price.
It's not today's price.
What you're doing is you're removing the as is title.
Right.
Correct.
And
right.
Work that has to be done. Right.
Yeah. You're removing as is.
Correct.
Now, so instead of as is, you're putting in turnkey. Right. Also, conventional lending is not your only avenue. Now you can go FHA.
Yep.
Right.
Now, if you go FHA, it drives the price up.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So heavy on that, Lance.
So I'll say that because I want to stay on subject as far as common fixes. So if you stay up to date with your common fixes and you make sure that you're on top of everything and you're just addressing things when they come up, if you ever want to sell or if you ever want to borrow against it, you have that C of O on deck for you. So that way, like you said, you can maneuver financially. But if not, and you don't stay up with the common repairs, right, which we'll go over more here, that now all of a sudden, now you got to come out of pocket with a lot of money to get it up to date. You're rushing because you're probably trying to make a move here so you can make another move here. And that's why you're doing it in the first place.
And also, depending on the type of property it is, my bad, man.
No, go ahead.
Depending on if it's a single, double, triple, quad, 5-unit, each unit, like one to four is 6 years. 4 to plus is 3 years.
Yep.
So depending on your market, obviously the numbers I gave you are like on one market. There's other markets where a 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit are 1 year C of O's. There's other markets where a 1, 2, 3 are 4 years. So depending on your market and the type of unit, your C of O is only valid for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So obviously pay attention, right? So resale value goes to that. But I just want to stop you because
no, it's fine. And that's fine. But you got to keep up with common repairs, and that's the reason why we stopped and we got on the C of O thing is because with the C of O, it's going to make you address common repairs plus more.
Right.
Right. So
it's gonna the CFO forces you.
Jerry, we got to keep him. We can't lose him.
Yeah,
he's the guy. I'm being honest. We're never gonna find somebody to change.
He that was last episode. Yeah. He's here.
Yeah. My bad.
But the CFO forces you to do all the repairs that the list is. So once they give you a
kind of like Section 8.
Correct.
Yep.
Common repairs for me, off the top of my head, is furnaces, hot water heaters. These go very quickly, but it's the way you buy. So
what about windows?
Windows, man. Windows.
Talk about a window store you got.
Oh, man. You make me laugh because
it's funny because we know
we go through all this. We have so much things in life that we go.
Let's be honest though, people.
Yeah, absolutely. This is real.
I don't hear this nowhere else. I listen a lot. We listen, right? I don't hear this though.
So we bought a property. We did a CFO. The CFO passed. We made everything clear. We made everything habitable.
Right.
So we thought we were in gold. We're great. We're golden. We speak to an insurance company, and the insurance company goes, "Yeah, I know you got the CFO though, but you got to fix the windows in the attic."
In the attic.
And we were like, "Wait a minute. We just got a CFO like last week."
Right.
Yeah, I know, but we're not going to insure you if the windows is not fixed. So it's a common fix. We have to. It's always going to be something.
Right.
Always. If it's not the city, it's the tenant. If it's not the tenant, it's your insurance company.
The insurance will do drive-bys on you.
Yeah, insurance company. If it's not your insurance company, is your PM manager saying we may want to do this because long run.
long
You're
term.
gonna pay for it.
Yeah, experience. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So
and I know we spoke on an episode ago where you were talking about like a faucet leak. Instead of putting a Band-Aid on it, just replacing it completely. Because really, you don't know what it could lead to. A flood in your bathroom, and now your bathroom is soaked, and it's soaking through the floor. It's just it's leaking downstairs now. It's just it compounds. When you don't address things. So that's why you just address things, those common things. I know we're talking about windows here. When you do rent readies, repaint. What paint does. To a property. The way it makes it feel, the way it's such an inexpensive thing to do that makes it look so much better.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So go ahead.
No, I'm done.
But
what I was gonna say, no, I'm good. Go ahead. I'm not saying
I like it. So common expenses, right? So you said rent ready, and we talked about it in our last episode, but I would love for you guys to expound on it. Flooring.
Yes.
No
carpets.
Talk about it.
No carpets. No.
Talk about it.
You last a couple episodes before this.
And my bad. I need you guys to understand. Nothing we're saying is like, I think I heard it.
Yeah, he's
real life experience.
He's putting
out
us
of
on
pocket
the spot.
expenses.
No, yeah, he's putting it out on the spot.
Yeah, like these guys really spent the money on this. Like, there's no lying about it.
For sure.
Absolutely. So there's options that we could do at rent ready. Tenant moves out. He or she had a dog. The dog pissed. Walks all over the carpet. We have a carpet in the unit, and in the experience wise, we had a three bedroom apartment. And it was carpet the whole house. So the whole house has to be repaired. It's repaired, meaning taking the carpet up, lifting the carpet up, making sure everything is right. And we can go back to carpet. We could go back and say, hey, listen, put another carpet. Is that the Band-Aid? Yes, because after your next tenant comes in, your tenant would now live there for how many years? And once that person moves out, you got to do it again.
Carpet all over again.
You got to do a carpet all over again.
Yes.
So there's expenses yearly. There's expenses every 2-3 years. If you're going to continue to keep carpet in your unit, that is expense every time somebody moves out.
Yep, turnover.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're experiencing, and that's another thing too. If you're experiencing high turnover, right? I mean, there's no telling what that carpet. Just because they were there for 6 months doesn't mean they didn't ruin the carpet. Doesn't mean they didn't have 2 dogs or a couple cats or whatnot. It does not mean that just because they were there for a limited amount of time that the carpet doesn't need to be replaced again, because it can be.
Yeah.
There's no time limit on when that carpet can get messed up. So your best bet is to just, if you can do wooden floors and finish them, do it. If it's not an option for whatever reason, then, it'd be an expense, but that's all part of, your due diligence. Once again, what to expect when you buy a property, what can you possibly expect when you buy a property? So it's things like that. Rent readies, like I said, or rent ready, just to be clear. I know most people.
I'm glad you said that. That was my next question, but that's dope. Go ahead.
It's when a tenant their lease is up and they've decided to move on and move out. Now the property is going to have its nicks and cuts and bangs and stains, and you're going to have to go in there. Holes in the walls, whatever they've done, anything that's broke, anything that's been masked, that you couldn't see. Now that you
walls, missing smoke detectors, missing doorknobs,
broken
locks,
doors,
broken doors,
bad vanities,
bad vanities, sink
shower walls,
half missing.
tubs.
It's I mean the whole nine. Absolutely. So you want to go in there.
A lot of bad things that have to be addressed before you rent to your next tenant. Yeah.
So you got to fix those.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to
make. Do you have a choice?
Yeah, absolutely. You do. Yes, you do.
Lance took a hard breath.
You do.
I need to understand why you did that.
I'll tell you why you can.
You go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, because this is a good one. This is a good one, guys. You listen? Everybody listen?
I'm
only when you talk. Only when you talk.
If you do not want to get paid and you want that to be vacant, just do it. Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
I'm over here ready to debate with you right now. I'm like, yeah, go first. Go ahead.
Don't do anything. If you want that to be vacant, don't do anything, bro. Don't do anything.
Yeah. I can't with you.
So, I mean, you got tenants that, you know, or potential tenants, they're going to do walkthroughs. They're going to walk through the property and make sure it suits them, you know, and if it looks crummy and their first impression of it is this place is trash, or it looks like the landlord can care less, you know, you're going to lose that potential tenant. So it's a must. It's a must.
What's your obligation as a landlord? What do you agree to? Why, when as a landlord, right?
Yeah.
As a property owner.
Yes.
What do you agree to? I agree to keep this that way.
Just period. Okay. I agree to make sure this place is habitable and it's in well working condition for you.
Yeah.
That means the stove's working, the fridge is working.
By any means necessary.
I mean, when you say by any means necessary, I mean
on your end, not there.
Yes,
your end.
Those things. Yeah, those things for sure. Yeah. Everything. If you're messy and dirty and stuff, I mean that's
on you.
Right.
That's on you. Yeah.
We make our obligation is to make the home safe. That's it. We make it safe. When you walk down the stairs, you're not gonna fall through the stairs. When you walk on the floor, you're not gonna fall through the stairs. Through the floor.
Healthy and habitable.
Healthy and habitable. We
H&H. Oh man, we just coming up with things out here, guys.
Safe, healthy, and habitable.
And that's what it is, man. So what a landlord is supposed to make sure their tenant is safe,
healthy, and habitable.
That's right.
Yes, Did you hear me when I said that?
See how we go? Safe, healthy,
safe.
Yo, keep up with me. Keep up with me, guys.
Yo, Lance, we would never fire you again. You were fired yesterday. You will never be fired again.
but it's you know, and you know, just Jerry makes a good point, man. I mean, just you make sure everything, you know, the house is healthy and habitable. You know, you want somebody to fit. That's their home. It's where they live. You know, and if you want to get paid, you know, if you want a leg to stand on, make sure you're doing the right thing, because you also have tenants that will go, I'm not going to pay you because this isn't fixed. Right. Or I'm not going to pay you. You just what you want to do, not saying that even if you're the best landlord that wouldn't happen to you, but you want to try to avoid those issues as best as possible.
No problem. A common repair, just to jump over what you're saying. Leaks. Faucet leaks, sinks, not floods,
basement backups,
basement backups. The toilet is clogged up. All that stuff is common. Just when it happens in your home is no different from somebody else doing it when you own it.
Yes, sir.
So
lawn care.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, some of these people may not have a lawn mower, you know, and they just live there. So you got to make sure you have lawn care. Snow, absolutely. I mean, these things, all these things count. It's still your property at the end of the day.
Right.
You're still the owner.
You don't live there, but I tell you right now, if your grass is high over, I think, what is it? 3 inches? 12? 6 to 12.
612.
612. You would be having to knock on the door from the city. Hello.
Or a bill.
Fine.
Or a bill.
Yeah.
Or a bill.
Or a bill.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's not talk about if the trash is not taken out correctly
on the wrong day.
On the wrong day, everything gets hit. That's a number to it.
Yep.
That's a number to it.
Those are gems right there. Those are gems right. That's why I said in the beginning. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's why I said in the beginning that people buy a rental and they think, boom, that's it. You don't think about the wintertime when things gotta get shoveled. You don't think about the summertime, spring when the grass is growing. You know, these are somebody, trash in front of your property. That's just real.
And depending on your market, it goes crazy. Because some markets are fining you for not shoveling your sidewalks.
Yeah. Listen, you buy a property that's in an 8 and 9. If you're watching us, guys,
you buy a market in 2 and 3s.
Correct. But if you buy in a market with HOA,
not even that. Buy. You could buy a 2 or 3 in some markets, and you don't shovel your driveways, $150. Fine by the town, the city.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's real stories.
10%, 15% of what you're collecting that month. Now you got to pay.
It's a bill. Again, the topic. Common is
repairs. Yeah,
this is common. Absolutely.
Yeah, guys. So always be aware of stuff like this. Or let us educate you on stuff like that so you can be aware of it.
Walk with us.
Take this walk, H.G.R.G family. But and those are some of the things. We can't. There's not a whole plethora of things that we can sit here and talk a whole hour about, common repairs. So, you're going to hear about what you need to fix from your tenants or maybe even the city, as far as all that goes. But then on top of that, if you have a property manager, have them go in there, have them do drive-bys, check on the property, have them do walkthroughs, see if everything is good, listen to your tenants. So that way, at the end of the day, it doesn't cost you more in the long run. Just address things, but
and your common repairs repairs, don't think you could put a Band-Aid to your common repairs and it's not going to bite you in your butt at the end. So if you're going to do a common repair, do it, replace it, fix it. Because if you don't, it's gonna bite you in the butt in the long run. Because
it'll be real common.
Yeah, all the time. Correct. So we just want to tell you there's things that
you telling me if I have a roof leak and I got a quote for $500 to fix my roof leaks, I shouldn't do that.
You can.
What's he doing for you?
Absolutely.
What's he doing for 500?
No, but if he does it for 500, if he does it for 500,
the real fix is 4,000, 5,000, but the Band-Aid is 400 or 500. You telling me I shouldn't do it?
So I would tell you this, and this is real conversation, and
it's real time.
This is real time. I would tell you, if you don't have the money to pay for the 4,000, you fix it until you get the money. And make sure that's on your top of your list.
Talk heavy, Jerry.
That's a gem.
Talk heavy, Jerry.
I'm trying to get my spot back too. So let me stop. But put that on top of your list so you could do it. Don't forget about it, because the $500 fix, it's definitely not gonna last.
Right.
It's definitely not gonna last. So you do that until you get the 4,000, and then you get that done ASAP.
Let me stop you quickly. We've been through these conversations. Investors, they own several properties. Same situation. Oh, roof leaking. I don't want to buy a roof. Not that I can't. I just don't want to buy a roof right now. Save me. Help me spend $1,000 to whatever it costs minimal to stop me from buying a roof for $10,000, $12,000. I have personal situations where I've done it, 2,000, whatever.
Well, tell us more.
It lasted 10 years. Now, 10 years later, the roof is leaking again. The owner says, do the same thing you did for me before.
That's crazy.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
I can't. I'm gonna try, but I can't. I can't promise you that.
Right.
No, absolutely. So what I would say, and that's a good fix. Then I'm gonna tell you right now, 10 years is a good fix.
There's a person right now that will come and testify to that.
No, I know what we're talking about. I'm just saying in the general conversation.
I know because that's our customer.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm saying in the world, 10 years is a good fix. That's not a bad fix.
Yep.
That 10 years doesn't really happen all the time.
That's team though.
Yeah, that's always a team. It's always a team. But what I'm saying is, when you put a Band-Aid and it lasted 10 years, that's a great Band-Aid.
That's a miracle.
It usually doesn't go that far.
That's a miracle.
Well, here's what I say to that. Here's what I say to that. You want to put a Band-Aid up there? Put the Band-Aid. But just be prepared once the Band-Aid peels off to make the move.
First year list.
You know, but just be prepared. I mean, if it lasts 10 months or 10 years, just be prepared. That's all. So now that the roof is leaking, you know, he or she should be ready to go. That's right. You know, and that's the reality of it.
Because that's the conversation.
Right.
Right. Up front. Hey, I'm gonna do this. If it works, great. If it don't, it's what it is.
Right. All right. In the last 10 years, man. I mean, listen, these are things.
That's a very isolated situation.
Understood.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, listen, that's what we're saying. Everyone's experiences are different.
Right.
You have someone that Band-Aid, it's a 10-year Band-Aid, you know, but you can't look at that as every situation.
Yeah.
You know, even that person in that situation can't look at that as every situation. Right. But
Absolutely.
Everyone's different. Everyone's going to see different things in real estate. Nothing is across the board. But like we said, we try to give you real stories. We try to give you as much knowledge as we can. And these are some of the common fixes that you're going to come across. And we hopefully we hit everything for you guys. And I'm good. I think we hit a lot. Do you guys want to add on at all?
I always add on.
As you should.
What I would say is the common repairs. You're gonna spend. There's a dollar amount to every repair that you do. So just put yourself in a position when you deal with the common repairs, you're on top of it. I would not tell you to put a Band-Aid on it. I would tell you to fix it the first time, fix it right the first time, and then you don't have to deal with the next in another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I would say also, because we talk about repairs and the cons of the repairs, once again, real estate is a great cash flow. So just because we talk about the repairs does not mean defer you from jumping into real estate. All right. So that's what I feel, because I know this gets scary. Talking about repairs and roofs and stuff like that. But listen, that is a great thing.
But you're not lying. You're being honest.
I agree with you.
You're sharing
definitely
truth.
Not.
Well, let me throw an olive branch out there, right?
Go ahead.
For those repairs, where you get the money from? Get the money from your properties. So there you go. That pays for itself. From that cash flow you got, build yourself a little.
How do you know that?
Because I got them.
Right.
Because I got them.
It's a fact.
Because I got them. I don't
pay
heavy,
Lance.
We're at a point where it's not paying out of pocket.
Right.
You build your kitty and
Yeah, but I also want to throw in that the green guys, because this is the first property and got to deal with that. So I just want this. And once you said before, if your team is right and you do your due diligence, you're good for a couple.
Yeah, you can minimize the damage.
Yeah, I'm saying minimum damage, correct. So I just don't want to feel like the people that are walking in are scared. I don't want you to be scared. I definitely don't want you to be scared. I want you to understand there's some numbers that go with this. But if you are playing it safe and right, you're golden. You're golden.
Right.
You guys go. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys. Once again, H.G.R.G family brought another episode to you, and we'll see you guys soon.
Salute.
Yeah. What they say? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental's parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime.